Yeah, I fucking hate some of the systems in Enfield. Quite a lot of them actually. The game isn't salvageable, it could be good, but a lot of these systems are causing compounding annoyance with me. It's death by bad game design. And it all starts with these fucking dailies. Now, I don't just mean on this stupid panel. You get 20 for logging in, and guess what? Here's the meta way of doing your dailies. Watch this. I can do this in about 15 seconds. You level up once, you level up your weapon up once, and after that, you basically craft any random piece of gear. So you press this, look, bang. That is 80 points. That's enough to clear your dailies, because you get 20 for logging in. Why is this a thing? That didn't... The optimal way of doing everything you need to do in the game should not involve you just wasting resources on characters that you may never use, and especially not just clicking through the fucking interface. It's not game design, that is a chore. And speaking of chores, is there like any end to chores in this game? This thing here, this ship, this is a chore. You basically go in, you teleport in, you look at some things, you tick some boxes, and the chores continue. That's it, it's a chore. This is not a good gaming design. I don't need to think about things. I am just clicking and waiting for a loading screen that takes way too long. And I'm going to walk up here just to press a few things on the starboard. Is that what you want your players to be doing? No, it is not. This is what causes players to not want to play the fucking game. Now, you've got all these little things that you have to press if you want to optimize, and it's just a mess. This is just terrible UI, and it's just not fun or engaging to deal with. You don't even get good rewards from doing this stuff. Now, if you want to see the apex of shit dailies, look at this system here. This regional development is the most horrible, horrendous UI design I have ever seen. And I'm not kidding you, I've been a software engineer for God knows how fucking long. But this just looks at all the rules of what you should not do. Now, did you notice I had to press switch goods and pick these two? That means there's a manual task involved. That means there's a point of effort that the player has to make, the user has to make, to switch between these two and slam them in. Why am I doing this? We have automated our entire production. This game is literally about making a gigantic factory and automating everything. So why the fuck should I have to click on some guy who's doing a trade for me and say trade X amount of this, trade X amount of the other thing? You know, they have this thing in supply chains, right? It's called stock forecasting. I've made these fucking systems, so I know they exist. What it is if you're running a factory and you've got other people that run factories and you're providing materials to them, you make sure they keep getting the ingredients they need for their factory, their materials. And what you do is you say, oh, they're going to need a certain thing by this amount. So if we're going to generate all these resources in a certain amount of time, and they're going to need them in a certain amount of time because they have the fucking money, why can't it just be automatic? That would make sense. Now, if you want to go into the worst potential thing in this game, it's these depots. These are stupid. Really fucking stupid. So, I go into depot, and you notice I had to switch from rural to valley because of course I did. That's one more press. Now, if I pack goods here, I have to press next. I would never pick any of this other stuff. So, this is a completely useless click. I'm always going to pick the fucking sand leaf powder and load that up, so that's another click I didn't have to do. Why isn't there a toggle? And guess what? None of these choices matter. These are literally the exact same thing. So why are you giving us the option? Just do it automatically. This could have just been one click. Now, if you notice, it took me out the interface. So now I have to go from ruling back to valley again, back into depot node, check mission, and then I need to transfer this, confirm. Do you know how many clicks that was? That was at least 11 clicks to do one thing. That could have been one fucking click. You could have had a toggle. You could have had rules in place that say, hey, this guy did this last time, maybe he wants to do it again. Because guess what? I'm gonna fucking show you it again. Look, it's the exact same shit. Am I making any interesting decisions here? Am I making any variance here? No. So then why does the game constantly ask me what I want to do with the thing? Now, if you're a poor sod and you're trying to do these, my god. It's like, wow, there's actually 2 ruling ones there, look. And I've never done these, and I have no intention of doing these. But that just shows you that people aren't doing these, because these ruling ones used to be really hard to find, and now I've just found 2 just by looking. But they're incentivizing you to min-max your ruling stocks and your credits. These aren't even credits, are they? These are like your, I don't know, the daily shop thing. And it's basically just saying, we're going to incentivize you to just play more, to do more chores, so we can get more log time, and we can keep you in our loop. There's no engagement here, there's no fun in here. This is just really bad. Now, another thing in this game, and I just did a video on this because I believe people don't know what this fucking tower is. Do you know what this tower is? Because I didn't. I didn't know this until yesterday. It's for taking photography of random stuff around the world. This is a bi-daily reset. And a bi-daily reset means that some days you go, oh, well, I don't have to do that today, that's nice. I've got one less chore to do. But if you miss it, it can give you 210k ruling stocks just for taking a photo of a fucking box. I'm not even joking. That's what this system does. If you haven't unlocked that system or you haven't realised it's in there, go check it out. It's so much fun. You'll love it.